Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahmavitvaram Satgurum Brahmavitvaram. Whenever we chant something knowing the meaning, the beauty is more. We can revel in it more. Artha Siddhi does Rasa Vruddhi. Artha Siddhi means whenever we understand the meaning. Rasa means the joy that we get having understood the meaning, that is even greater. Next class, please try to come on time. This Upanishad class, it is like threads connected to the speaker and the listener. If you walk in between, threads are getting snapped. Then again you have to reconnect. Artha Siddhi does Rasa Vruddhi. With this in mind, we had seen the meaning of Shanti Mantra. Om Sahana Vavatu, may Bhagwan protect us, and Sahanau Bhunaktu, may he also nourish us. Not only pulling us back from wrong things, but also inspiring this mind to invest in good things. Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe. May both of us put forth effort, and whatever we have studied, may it be bright and brilliant. Tejasvinau adhitamastu. Whatever we have studied, may it be tejasvi. Reception, retention, and recollection, all three should be very good. Ma vidvishavahe. May we never come to dislike each other. May there be peace at physical body level, gross body, subtle body, and causal body. 3 Shantis were there. Then we saw the introduction to Vedas. The 4 Vedas are Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. Although there are so many things mentioned in Vedas, the main essence of Veda is called as Vedanta. The main teaching of Veda is my essential nature and God's essential nature is one and the same. God is of the nature of bliss. I am also of the nature of bliss. This oneness, wherever it is pointed out, that is called as Vedanta. Only God's nature pointed out, Bhakti. Only my nature pointed out, Yoga. Both pointed out as one, Vedanta. Vedanta alone is called as Upanishad. They are not 2 different things. The essence of Vedas is Vedanta. Vedanta, in other words, is Upanishad. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, in the introductory commentary, he says, Upanishad really means the knowledge. Book is also called Upanishad. If somebody asks you, where did you go from 10:45 to 11:45? You'll say, I went to Upanishad class. The one who is speaking would say, I am speaking on Upanishad. But Bhagavan Shankaracharya clarifies there, what we mean by Upanishad is the knowledge of my oneness with God. The clarity about Mahavakya, that is called as Upanishad. Book is secondarily called as Upanishad because it will help me get that clarity. Upanishad Shabdena Vidya Uchyate. If I memorize Upanishad mantras, it is good. But moksha is not direct result of memorizing. The cessation of sorrow, if it has to happen, That memorizing has to lead me to understanding. That understanding has to lead me to abidance in this truth. That is called as Upanishad. Upanishad Shabdena Vidya Uchyate. So this teaching Bhagwan gave in the introduction part. Then we said, what is the difference between Upanishad and Prakarana Grantha? We have studied Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, Bhaja Govindam. How are they different from Upanishads? Upanishad is the main material, the original material. The auxiliary texts like Prakarana Granthas, they will help us understand Upanishad. It is just like when you have an abstract painting. It was a revelation kind of for that artist. He just went and painted, looks very beautiful. But if you have to learn the painting, you cannot start with abstract painting. They will start with knowledge of colors. What are warm colors? What are cool colors? What are complementary colors? All of that is systematic way of appreciating that art. In the same way, Upanishads are revelations like that abstract painting. Rishi will not systematically say this is called as qualification, this is called as Anubandhachatushtaya. Anubandhachatushtaya we'll see today. And this is called as Mahavakya. None of that will be said. Whatever was revealed is just documented. So directly to read Upanishad becomes difficult. So every Prakarana Grantha will help us understand Upanishads. Then last thing we had seen was the Namaskara that Bhagwan Shankaracharya does to Yamacharya and Nachiketa. Yamacharya, he does Namaskara because he is knower of the self, the one who is Brahmavit. In spite of being knower of the self, he is going on with his everyday duties. And that too, not ordinary duty. Job stress, is highest for Yamacharya. He has to go and do so many things that are very unpleasant. But his knowledge is so clear, none of that affects him. Shankaracharya says that is another reason why I am doing pranam. And last one is, in spite of being such a person, he is willing to teach. And Nachiketa, he is doing pranam because in spite of being this 9-year-old boy, the kind of commitment he has to self-knowledge, his varanam means commitment, and the qualification that he has for vairagya, dispassion. He says, for all of that, I do pranam. This is a very traditional way of starting any study. We as students bow down to that altar from which this knowledge has come. Yamacharya and Nachiketa. There is one Subhashita which says, Abhivādanaśīlasya nityam ruddhopa sevinaha. The one who is humble and one who has values. In front of elders, he is very well behaved. Nityam ruddhopa sevinaha. 4 things increase of such a person. Chatvari tasya vardhante. Ayuhu vidya yasho balam. He gets a long life, he gets knowledge, he gets good name, and he gets inner strength. 4 things. Ayuhu vidya yasho balam. All 4 things increase just by the simple quality of being humble. Sometimes in modern day education, universities and all, what is one common way in which a student might go there? Not everybody. So whoever is the professor, I know more than the professor. This Subhashita says, if knowledge has to come, one thing is, knowledge brings humility. This Subhashita says, humility brings knowledge. One of our Swamiji, a very traditional Swamiji, went to a university. You know this theater seating. Teacher is down, students are up. He didn't like it at all. Later he came and said, ये कैसी, व्यवस्था है? What kind of arrangement is this? Teacher is down, they are up. Then people told him, nahi Swamiji, the view is better. Teacher can see each and every student. He said, अरे हमारी सभा में तो 10,000 लोग आते हैं. There are thousands of people who come to भागवत कथा and all. The speaker, वो क्या पाताल में जाता है? Speaker goes in patal loka or what, to get good view of 1,000 people. You sit on top, you get a good view. What point he was trying to say is, if you want knowledge, the first quality needed for that is Abhivādanaśīla. Values and this thought that I am here to learn. This Abhivādana has done good of so many people. We all know in Mahabharata, before the war begins, Yudhishthira walks barefoot in front of Bhishma and Drona. Does pranam. Bhishma says, Vijayi Bhava. And later, after the war is done, Bhishma tells Yudhishthira, if you had not come, there was no way you could win this war. Because Bhishma is Ichhamrityu. Means he will die only when he wants to die. And Drona is teacher of Yudhishthira. There is nothing that Yudhishthira knows that Drona doesn't know. There is much more that Drona knows what Yudhishthira doesn't know. This is just your Abhivādana got you this victory. Parshuramji and Bhishma, both of them also come face to face. When Amba goes and complains to Parshuramji, he said, Bhishma brought me, but now neither is he marrying nor is Vichitravirya marrying me. What should I do? Parshuramji says, yes, this is not right. Calls Bhishma and he says, either you get married or you fight with me. Bhishma says, I cannot go back on my vow, so I'll take the later option. And Parshuramji is Bhishma's guru. Both of them are against each other. Before the battle begins, first thing Bhishmacharya does is goes and does pranam. Parshuramji says, Vijayi Bhava. And then he quotes the same thing, Abhivādanaśīlasya nityam ruddhopa sevinaha. The one who is humble and has a desire to learn. That person is blessed with all goodness in life. That namaskara Bhagavan Shankaracharya is doing to Nachiketa and Yamacharya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaivasvataya Mrutyave Brahma Vidya Acharyaya Nachiketase Cha. Now, before we enter into the mantra, there is one important topic we have to discuss. It is called as Anubandhachatushtaya. Anubandhachatushtaya means four things. If you have clarity about these four things, our commitment to that subject will be wholehearted. Bandha means to get connected. Anubandha means having known this, you will get connected. Chatushtaya means four. Having known these four things, the person will get very well connected to that subject matter. First an example, then we will see Anubandhachatushtaya of Vedanta. Let us say there is a bookstore, Barnes and Nobles, and somebody is wanting to put their book there. What is the first thing they will think when they print the book? What is my target audience? Correct? First they will think, who will read my book? To whom is this book addressed? Depending on that, there will be a very clear subject. First of all, this book is addressed to those who like to read. Okay, that is the first thing which they will take. Then within that, let us say some people are interested in meditation. They attended morning class, said we are going to start 6th chapter. Let me read a little bit about meditation. Now that becomes the subject. Who is the target audience now? Not general audience. Those people who are interested to study meditation is my target audience. Within that, my specific subject is meditation. These people, when they walk into the store, even if they see 15, 20 titles, they will only go to meditation section. Self-help. Under that, Zen. Under that, meditation. Subject is clear and target audience is clear. Third is, what is their benefit they are seeking? They are buying the book, they are wanting to learn meditation, then what? They want a calm mind. That becomes the purpose or the benefit of reading that book. This is the third thing. First thing is target audience. Second is subject matter. Third is, what is the purpose? And the last one is, what is the connection between this book and my purpose getting accomplished? If that person wants a calm mind, that was his purpose, how will this book bring me a calm mind? That connection also I should know. Now all of you ready to note down Sanskrit word for all of this? The target audience is called as Adhikari. For whom is this book meant? Adhikari. The subject matter of this book is called as Vishaya. What is this book talking about? We are still in the example. We have not gone to Vedanta yet. Target audience is Adhikari. The subject matter is Vishaya. The purpose I am going to accomplish through that book is called as Prayojanam. Prayojanam, that is the benefit or the purpose I am going to accomplish. And the last one is the connection between the book and my purpose. That is called as Sambandha. Sambandha. Only when these four things are clear, my commitment to buying that book, studying that book is wholehearted. If they write in the book that this book is for those who have done 15 years plus meditation, and I am just looking for 101 meditation, Adhikari is not met. So I will not buy that book. If they say learning this meditation technique, you will be able to teach meditation. I say I don't want to teach. If you are telling me techniques of teaching, that is not my goal. So if Prayojanam is not met, commitment is not wholehearted. If topic is confusing, topic is something very vague. By the way, they come up with very catchy titles. Whatever might be the content, titles are very catchy. If title is not clear, subject is not clear, then I will not buy that book. I want meditation, and this book has some funny title. So all four of them, when they become clear, commitment is wholehearted. In the same way, when it comes to Vedanta, first thing Vedanta is going to speak about is, who is the fit student? What is our target audience? Vedanta is not for everybody. Even rishis know that. They also are not in this Brahma that whole world will study Vedanta. There will always be a target audience. Who is that audience? The one who has studied and understood Bhajagovindam. One who has understood the limitations of mere worldly ways of living. One who has understood in times of difficulty, secular knowledge alone will not help. I need something different from that which is going to save me. That person is called as Adhikari. What we should seek, that also we understand only when we study Vedanta. It's possible, right? Some person would randomly walk into a bookstore. His friend got meditation book, he also got one. His friend stopped reading, he ended up meditating. That is also possible. So if our purpose was not clear, our idea about why I am studying Vedanta was not clear, study of Anubandha will actually fine-tune that understanding. It will tell me, why am I studying Vedanta? So that person who has seen and examined life, that person is seeking something deeper. Then he comes to the subject matter. He says, what is that deeper thing I am seeking? Upanishads call it as Brahma. That oneness between his own nature and nature of this creation. His oneness between self and God. That becomes the subject matter. Now again, we never come to Vedanta class hoping or having this firm desire to study Mahavakya. We just casually come, and here it is told that the main topic we are going to teach is Mahavakya. Oh, I studied Mahavakya, but how will it accomplish my purpose? What is my purpose? Purpose is to get unconditioned happiness. Not get affected by any experiences in this world. That becomes my Prayojanam, purpose. And I also have to understand how will study of Upanishad accomplish this purpose for me. That becomes the Sambandha. Right? I am seeking happiness, but here they are telling me to study a book. So I should understand it is not only a book, it is this knowledge that has to come. What is this knowledge? That my nature is happiness. I have mistakenly identified with mind and body. Every day in deep sleep, I happily drop off these conditionings and am blissful. Raman Maharshi, we had discussed in Saddarshanam, he says, only when we get a glimpse of something, we know that this is our essential nature, and whatever is other than that essential nature, we try to remove it. Means he says, if somebody gets headache, why do we strive to remove that headache? Because we know we have a state independent of that headache. So headache is not my essential nature. I have seen myself devoid of that headache. Like that he says, have you seen yourself devoid of body and mind or not? Very well, I have seen in deep sleep. At the same time, I am there and also I am blissful. He says that is what he is seeking in waking state now. That becomes his quest. How to seek it, Upanishads will point out. So the fit student is one who has dispassion. What is dispassion? He has analyzed life. He has seen life not only right now, but several years ahead. Understood the limitations. What does Bhagavan Krishna say? Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanu darshanam. Birth and death, old age, disease, all of that is associated with this body. He says, how can this be source of absolute good? Absolute joy? This he has thought when everything is good. And he is seeking something which is different from this perishable body. That person is Adhikari. And he comes to a very specific quest now. His Vishaya is clear. He is not seeking some miracle. Nor is he seeking to go to some loka, some higher world. He says, I want to know the nature of self, which is beyond birth and death. That becomes his Vishaya. it is not an uninspired journey. His Prayojanam is clear. He says, I want to revel in that absolute unconditioned bliss. And Sambandha is, study of Upanishad will help me accomplish that blissful state. Just like in that bookstore example, only when 4 things are clear, our commitment is wholehearted. Here also, only when 4 things are clear, commitment will be wholehearted. More mananam we have to do on our own. What if Prayojanam is not there? He might have dispassion. He might be having clarity about the topic. But that push is not wholehearted. Because he doesn't see any purpose. He feels this knowledge is some kind of information. But one who has Prayojanam clear, that person strives to see the result. He says, why am I not reveling in that bliss? That is his thought process. With this much introduction, let us see the story now. Okay, this Upanishad is nice. It begins with a story. Once upon a time. By the way, don't get stuck with this story. Sometimes that happens. After studying whole Kathopanishad, they have only one burning question. When Nachiketa spoke to Yamacharya, did he speak in Sanskrit or some other language? Does Yamacharya also know Sanskrit? Did he go with physical body or without body? What was the mother's name of Nachiketa? Only father's name is given. All those questions are secondary. Upanishad and Itihasa, they are different. Itihasa happens in time. Upanishads are beyond time. Okay, they are revelations. So just take the main message of the story. Om Ushan Havai Ushan Havai VajaShrava Sarva Vedasam Dadau Sarva Vedasam Dadau Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama Putra Asa Om Ushan Havai VajaShrava Sarva Vedasam Dadau Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama Putra Asa. Our style of studying is going to be, when we read the mantra, we will try to understand simple meaning of every word, and then whatever different reflections we have to do, we will do. Om is the first word. What is the meaning of Om? Bhagavan. Bhagavan. Remembering Bhagavan, this Upanishad starts. Ushan Havai. Ushan means one who is desirous of. One who has a desire. This person's name was VajaShrava. VajaShrava, one who had desire. What desire did he have? He had desire to go to some higher worlds, where there are lot of resources, minimal competition. Higher world means that, no competition for same thing. 5 people are not struggling for it. Lot of resources. And body can have more and more enjoyment. Don't get ideas. Higher world means higher worlds. Yes, I have seen that higher world somewhere here. Ushan Havai VajaShrava. This VajaShrava, he had a desire to go to higher worlds. What was the means by which he can go to higher world? He has to perform a yajna called as Vishwajeet Yagna. Vishwajeet. Vishwa means world. Jit means winning over. He has to perform a yajna by which he is going to win over this whole world. He is going to win over this whole world. What is the method of doing this yajna? Sarva Vedasam Dadau. He has to give away whatever he possesses everything he has to give away in charity. Giving away everything here, he will get everything there. Imagine the faith he has to have, huh? If he has to go higher world, he is saying, I will give everything here, but I know if I give here, I will go to a greater place. Sarva Vedasam Dadau. Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama. He had a son whose name was Nachiketa, Putra Asa. He had a son whose name was Nachiketa. Vaja means grain. Shrava means fame. One who has gained fame by donating food, by donating annam, that person is called as VajaShrava. VajaShrava means one who has attained fame by giving away annam. Son of VajaShrava is VajaShravas. VajaShravas. His son is Nachiketa. The entire first chapter is qualifications of Nachiketa. Huh? So we have to keep noting down. What this shows is Nachiketa's grandfather is somebody who has attained fame by charity. His father is somebody who wants to go to higher worlds by giving everything in charity. Means he has a very good cultural upbringing. Family rooted in faith. The way this yajna works, Vishwajeet Yagna, it is said even Bhagwan Rama did Vishwajeet Yagna. The way it works is, the first step is Danam. Danam means whatever this person values, whatever this person loves, that he is able to share with somebody else. Not an ordinary accomplishment. He is valuing something, but on the strength of his values, on the strength of his resolve, he is able to take it and give it to somebody in a way that they feel it is theirs. This is one important thing in Dhanam. Whatever we give to somebody, it is not sufficient that we just give. Having given, that person should feel, this is mine now. That is called as Dhanam. Now what happened because he did Dhanam? He went to the second stage. Second step in after Dhanam is called as Tyaga. Tyaga means whatever those things he was attached to, if he was able to share, he was able to grow out of those things. Whatever things he gave away, initially he had so much of importance for those things. In Sanskrit the word is Mahatva Buddhi. Means he considered those things as the most important things in life. But because he was able to give Dhanam, the grace he received from God was, he became free from those things. That is the second step called as Tyaga. Now, this sadhaka who lives life in this way, he is blessed with the supreme most result, which is called as Apavada. He understands in this world there is nothing which is mine. Not only the possessions outside, he also understands this body is not mine. Nothing belongs to me. Whatever remains after giving up everything, that is this true self. Where did he start? Sharing something that he had. Dhanam. That Dhanam took him to Tyaga. That Tyaga took him to Apavada. It is said, a person gets fame only when he gives. Gurvashtakam, Shankaracharya writes it, Yasho me gatam dikshu dana pratapat. Fame of a person spreads in all direction, yasha spreads in all direction only when he gives dhanam. If a person never gives, he might be remembered, but not remembered for good reasons. But a person who gives in any way, that person is yasha, is very well widespread. Such kind of yaga, father of Nachiketa was doing, Vishwajeet Yagna. What does he have to do? Sarva Vedasam Dadav. Everything he has to give up. Now he had Nachiketa who is seeing what is going on. And a thought comes to his mind. Tamha Kumaragam Santam. Tamha Kumaragam Santam. Dakshinasu Niyamanasu. Dakshinasu Niyamanasu. Shraddha Vivesha. Shraddha Vivesha. Somanyata. Somanyata. Tamha Kumaragam Santam. This Nachiketa was Kumara. Kumara means younger than 9. Younger than 9. This little boy, when he sees his father giving dakshina, when he sees his father giving charity, he is engulfed with faith. Shraddha Avivesha. Avivesha means overpowered by faith. Different emotions, they are always there in our heart. But whenever a trigger comes, that emotion becomes alive. That emotion becomes kindled. For example, emotion of love. It is there dormant. But when you see family picture, when you see children, that love which is dormant, that person comes in the avesha of that love. Like that, this faith which was dormant in Nachiketa's heart, that faith became kindled. Now remember, along with the story, we also need to note down the qualifications of Nachiketa. What was the first qualification? His family lineage. Very cultured family. Second qualification is faith. There are different definitions of faith, but one definition I really loved. Faith is that which indicates the purity of a person's mind. Purer the mind, greater is the faith. Faith in different things. Faith in scriptures, faith in teacher, faith in goodness of others, faith in values. Only a person who has pure mind will have faith. Put it other way also. Only a person who has faith has a pure mind. This faith is a very beautiful topic, even in our everyday life. Bhagwan, our Goswami Tulsidas Ji starts Ramcharitmanas by saying, Bhavani Shankarau Vande Shraddha Vishwasa Rupina. He uses two words there. Parvati Ji is Shraddha and Lord Shiva is Vishwasa. Now, what is the difference between Shraddha and Vishwasa? Shraddha means I have faith in doing the right thing, even if I don't see the result right away. That is what faith does. It will help us get started on any journey. Even if I don't see the result right away, still I will do the right thing. For example, let's say there is some disagreement in the family. Now, what does value tell us? No matter what is the disagreement, you hold on to your values. Staying truthful, non-violence at speech level. All these are values. Hold on to those values, everything will be fine. But I don't see everything being fine. In spite of not seeing that which will help me hold on to my values, that is called as faith. What is Vishwasa? Faith plus patience is Vishwasa. We started the journey with faith, but that faith led us to a point where we can look back and say, whatever I had faith in, that is my own experience, it is the truth. What is the teaching? Shraddha and Saburi. Saburi means what? Faith. Shraddha is faith. Saburi means patience. Faith plus patience equals Vishwasa. We might start the journey with faith. Culmination is also not with faith. Means if there is a small child, you tell that child, if you touch fire, it is hot. Initially the child might say, because father is saying fire is hot, it is hot. But he becomes a 20-year-old boy. You ask him, what is the nature of fire? His father says fire is hot. Now at that point, faith should have transferred into conviction. If we have faith in the right things, our scriptures say that faith will lead us to conviction. See, we are not having faith because of our own intellection. Guru is telling, Shastra is telling that have faith in values. Acharav prabhavo dharmaha, dharmasya prabhurachyuta. Vishnu Sahasranama it comes. Means if our achara is right, if our conduct is right, that is the best way to protect dharma. But who will protect that person who is following dharma? He said that you don't worry, dharmasya prabhurachyuta. The protector of the one who is following dharma is none other than the Lord. So that person who has faith plus patience, he sees Vishwasa. Bhagavan Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if a person doesn't have knowledge, neither does he have faith, that person perishes. Ajñascha ashraddadhanascha samshayatma vinashyati. This is true even for worldly knowledge. If somebody wants to study, let us say yoga, he doesn't know what is yoga, but he feels there is nobody who is capable of teaching him what is yoga. Doesn't know, doesn't have faith. He will never come to understand or know this knowledge. Ya fir jano, ya fir mano. Either we know or we start with faith. That faith will lead us to knowledge. That kind of faith Nachiketa had. Now this quality, if it is important for the world, important in our transactional life, how important it is for spiritual pursuit. In spiritual pursuit, our main goal is Brahma, which doesn't become object of sense organs. If I start doubting whether this kind of thing is there or not, we can't take the first step. Upanishads are giving phalashruti. Yad gatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. Having gone there, you don't come back. But I feel I repeatedly come back. Even if we feel we are coming back, there have been few people who say, having gone there is no coming back. Having faith. Faith in goal, Brahma. Faith in the phalashruti, which is given by Upanishad. Faith in the means which will take us there, which is Upanishad. In all of that, having this Shraddha. It is said, Hanumanji was able to cross over the ocean just on the strength of faith in Nama. Prabhu Mudrika Leni Mukhamahi Jaladhilangi Gai Achara Janahi. Hanumanji crossed over the entire ocean just on the strength of Nama. Don't be surprised by this. All the Vanaras crossed over the ocean by writing Bhagwan's name on the boulders. There was one citizen of Ayodhya who also wanted to cross over. He went to Vibhishanji. Can I join? Vishwajeet, you can come, but I will give you a small chit. Put it in your pocket, you will cross over. Have faith and you walk. This person nicely was walking on that bridge. Right in between, he gets a doubt. What is there in that chit? Opens that chit, and all he sees was Rama. He said, "Arey, only Rama? This is what was helping me cross over." Right at that time, he drowns. Mahatma shared this story to say we can cross over samsara on holding on to Upanishads. Moment we get this thought, can we cross samsara holding on to just this knowledge? Right at that moment we drown. So Nachiketa is somebody who has this kind of faith, Shraddha. Now what made him speak up? What made him go and talk to his father? He saw certain things happening which were not according to dharma. What was that thing? Third mantra. Pitodaka jagdatrunaha dugdadoha nirindriyaha anandanamate lokaha tan sagacchati tadadate. Pitodaka jagdatrunaha dugdadoha nirindriyaha anandanamate lokaha tan sagacchati tadadate. VajaShrava, what he was doing was, what was the clause of the yajna? Whatever he has to donate. Whatever he owns, he has to give in charity. All the palaces, all the horses, all the gold coins, whatever he had, first he made it in relative's name, including Nachiketa. And for himself he kept old, weak, dilapidated cows. Technically, what was the contract? Whatever he has to donate. He said, these are my possessions, the cows, that I am donating. What was the state of those cows? Pito dakaha. With great difficulty they were standing in line. They had drunk last drop of water. Jagdatrunaha. They had eaten whatever grass they could eat. It was difficult even to eat grass. Dugda doha, not giving milk anymore. Nirindriyaha, not having any strength. Means person who gets it will have to spend more to maintain. Nothing is going to be received by that person. Nachiketa says, Ananda namate lokaha. Those who give danam in this way, they go to worlds which are sorrowful. Ananda namate loka. Father, you think you will go to higher worlds, but actually you will go to lower worlds. Tan sagacchati tadadata. Those who give danam in this way, they will go to lower worlds. Now what is the meaning here? They say there is something called as letter of law versus spirit of law. Technically he is right. Letter of law is following. But spirit of law is not held on to. And Nachiketa is telling his father, or he will tell his father, right now he is only thinking. He is thinking that Bhagwan is somebody whom we can never cheat. One of the name of Bhagwan is Mahabaho, one whose arms are long. The symbolic meaning of that is, no karma goes unnoticed from Bhagwan. What do they say in Hindi? कानून के हाथ लंबे होते हैं. Hands of justice are long. Means karma phaladata's eyes are such, even that karma which is done it might be the best of the best karma. If intention is not right, that karma doesn't yield any results. Ramakrishna Paramhamsi, he had a very nice story when it came to this point. He said, what matters is intention, not only action. He would say there was a goldsmith. Whenever a customer walked into his shop, the first greeting was Keshava, Keshava. Keshava, Keshava. Few steps ahead, second person would greet and say, Gopala, 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 Gopala. Third person would shout, Hari, 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 Hari. By this time, he's already made up his mind. Such a noble goldsmith, whatever is there, I will buy. Last person will say, Hara, 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 Hara. What are the four things? Keshava, Keshava, Gopala, Gopala, Hari, 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 Hara, 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 Hara. But actually, this was their code language. First one was questioned by the owner. New customer has come. How is he? Keshava, Keshava. Second one was response. As innocent as a calf. Gopala, Gopala. Oh, as innocent as a calf. Can I loot? Hari, 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 Hari. Last one is permission. Hara, 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 Hara. Do whatever you want, he will not get it. He would say, action might be very divine. What matters is intention. So here Nachiketa is telling, whatever dhanam you are giving, dhanam is a noble act, no doubt. But what you have done before that, that is not right. Whenever we give anything to anybody, it should be better than what we would have used for ourselves. A very simple rule in dhanam. Whoever that person might be, many a times people say we want to donate something to ashram. We are moving somewhere, whatever we have, we want to give. And especially if that ashram is in a remote place, whatever people give, they are happy. So one of our ashram, one Swamiji, he was sharing this. He said somebody called it seems and said, oh, we are moving, our carpet we want to donate. This manager was excited. We are going to get carpet for our floor. Never we have had a carpet in the ashram. So he was also very happy. He told Swamiji, somebody is donating carpet. Swamiji said, okay, good. Then one van came. This manager went running to that van, hoping that this carpet will come down. The Swamiji was watching from his room. Van came, they spoke, something happened. Van went away, this person came back gloomy. So Swamiji asked him, what happened? This carpet was supposed to come. He said, carpet came, but it was like this, Pito dakaha jagdatrunaha dugda doha nirindriyaha. All stains on it, different creatures crawling. Means we have to spend more to make that carpet usable. He says, Father, you are giving such kind of dakshina, that dhanam is not going to bring you any good. Now this feeling has come in his heart, he is not sitting quietly. He actually goes and tells his father. See, it is one thing to say the right thing, but it is another thing to think about how we are saying the right thing. If you are able to keep that in mind, that becomes as vachika tapas. So here it's not only important to see what Nachiketa is saying, it's important to see how he is saying it. He doesn't go to father and say, Father, you are wrong. If you do this, you will go to Ananda Namate Lokaha. Although that is a thought which has come to him. You see now what he says, fourth mantra. Sahovacha pitaram tate. Sahovacha pitaram tate. Kasmai mam dasyasiti. Kasmai mam dasyasiti. Dvitiyam trutiyam. Dvitiyam Trutiyam Tam Hovacha Mrutyave Tva Dadamiti Mrutyave Tva Dadamiti. He saw what is happening. Old cows are being given away in Danam. Now that faith makes him go and tell something to his father. Saho vacha pitaram tate. He says, Father, you are supposed to give away everything that belongs to you. Technically speaking, son also belongs to father. He says, Kasmai mam dasyasiti. To whom are you going to give me? I mean, this is a very gentle way of saying, pay attention to what you are giving, pay attention to how you are giving. In Vachika Tapasya, what were the 4 things we had seen? Vachik Tapasya means speech level Tapasya. First quality is Anudvegakaram. It might be the right thing to say, but saying it in most non-agitating way. Second is Satyam. It has to be the truth. Now look at all these qualities in Nachiketa's speech. He is telling his father, you are wrong. But he is saying it in a way that it doesn't agitate his father. Kasmai mam dasyasiti. To whom are you going to give me to? It is truth. Son belongs to father, that is the truth. And whatever is happening there is also the truth. Satyam. But he says this in a way that it is dear to his father. He does his best. And he knows that I should speak because it is beneficial to him. Hitam is also there. What did Shankaracharya say? Out of all these 4 things, at least 3 should be held on to. Then it is called as Vachika Tapasya. He tried to say it in the most pleasant way. It was truth, it was beneficial. But still it agitated his father. He said that you don't worry, you are still doing tapasya. Kasmai mam dasyasiti. To whom are you going to give me? Dvitiyam Trutiyam tam hovacha. He asked once, asked twice. 3rd time he asked. See, when we are too busy with things and somebody keeps asking questions, what is our natural reaction? Don't come later. Don't come right now, come later. Something we will say in anger. And whatever we say in anger, we don't really mean it. Nachiketa's father, in that angry mood, he says, Mrutyave tva dadami. I will give you to Lord Death. Mrutyave tvam dadami. Now whatever he said in anger. And he thought this little boy, he will get afraid, go away and be quiet. But Nachiketa is not an ordinary student. That one sentence of father he holds on to. He says, whatever I have done in life, I have full faith. Never have I done anything wrong. Most of the time, I have done the right thing. Sometimes I was told to do the right thing and then I did. Many a times, most of the times, I was the best. Sometimes I needed to be told to do the right thing. But never have I done the wrong thing. In spite of living such a life, if my father has given me to death, what is that thing Lord Death has to accomplish through me? That is his thought, and that is how he thinks further now. So what are the qualifications that we saw? One is his lineage. Second is his faith, Shraddha. Third is his personality. Student of Vedanta is somebody who has a very, very pleasant personality. And the main indicator of a personality is speech. That Vangmaya tapas is shown through these 3 or 4 mantras. Every mantra will go like this. Different story will be there, but one quality will be pointed out through that. Next session, we won't be having Kathopanishad class. We have Swami Ramakrishna's Yajna in San Mateo. So we are not having adult class so that all of you can come there. It's on harmonious homes. Before that, we have Swamiji's Yajna in our ashram, Monday through Thursday, Kaivalya Navanitam. Hope to see all of you there. So Sunday to Thursday. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.